What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's a rainy night here in Findlay, Ohio, and Anderson and I are in the beer shed getting ready to check out a new beer. Now, as it's a Wednesday, you all know what that means. WTF Wednesday. For those of you who may be new to the program, WTF Wednesday is the one day a week when we showcase a beer we normally wouldn't on the program. So this might mean something from the big boys, Bud Miller and Coors. Maybe we do a unique offering from a microbrewery, or maybe we take a little trip down the road and try something with international flair, and that's what we'll be doing today. The beer that we have today is called Medalla Light, and this is from the Campagna Cervecera de Puerto Rico. So this is a Puerto Rican beer. Have you ever had a Puerto Rican beer?
I was just thinking about that, and I'm not sure, because I have had a layover one time in Puerto Rico. So I know I had...
You probably had a beer
there at the airport, but I don't remember what beer it was. It might even have been before the time of Untappd.
Could have been, huh?
Yeah.
I've had some beers from like different places in the Caribbean, Central America, and Philadelphia has a large Puerto Rican population. I can't say that I've ever had a Puerto Rican beer though that I remember. I mean, I'd have to probably go on Untappd and look through it. So this might be the first one for me. Yeah,
it might be my first too, unless I had one at the airport.
Yeah.
Some number of years ago.
And this says it's made in Mayagüez, Puerto Rico. 4.2 ABV, so a little bit on the lighter side. We kind of figured that. A lot of times when you get beers from places that are warmer climates, they tend to be kind of lighter beers.
I mean, it makes sense. You don't want some heavy, thick stout when it's 40, 50 degrees C out.
Just use 90 degrees. That's all we need to know. 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That's all. We don't need the Celsius weirdness.
You mean like 110, 100?
On the cap, nothing too crazy. Just says Medalla Light. We got a brown bottle. So who knows what will happen there. Let's see what else we got on here.
Is there a date on there?
I don't think so. I don't see a date. It's got some serving information here, like calories and stuff, I guess.
And where'd you pick that one up at?
This one is also from Half TIme Brewing. That's the shop in New York, in Ohio.
Half TIme Brewing?
Half TIme Brewing, Half TIme Beverage. In Ohio, I'm allowed to order beers from there, and they'll ship to you. It's about $20 shipping, and you could get 24 different beers as part of a case. So I think it's a pretty good deal if you're looking for, some international stuff you can't find near you, or if you're looking for New York microbreweries. I mean, they have stuff from out here as well. They get stuff from everywhere, but it's a pretty good online shop.
As many times you've discussed them on this program, they ought to be throwing you some free shipping or a couple free beers or something.
I'm just happy I can buy beers from them, because the regulations on mailing beer and all that are so tight. I'm happy that you got a spot you can, get some things sent out to you, man.
Some of those laws are so draconian.
Yeah. All right, let's check this bad boy out. 4.2% ABV, like I said. Ratings-wise, a little bit of a mixed bag. Looks like I got a 309 on Untappd, which I think is pretty solid for what I expect this to be. Beer Advocate was a 285, but the aggregate score is 67 poor. Now, I did see one of my fellow beer reviewers reviewed this on Untappd. I mean, I guess he tried it on Untappd, and it didn't look like he was a fan. He gave it a very poor score, so I don't know. We'll see what's going on.
Well, I wonder if some of these people, especially on Beer Advocate, are trying to compare this to things like West Veteran and other beers.
As opposed to comparing it to Miller High Life or something.
Right, as opposed
more
to
accurate.
comparing it to light lagers.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why, since it's not 600 IBUs punch you in the mouth, they don't like it.
Could well be, man. Let's check it out. Color-wise, this is crystal clear. You can see right through it.
Yeah.
If I break out my Brew HQ SRM chart, we're probably down at the bottom, man, like a 1 or a 2. That's pale.
You mean up at the top?
You're not going through this again.
Yeah, it's definitely a 1 or 2.
2. Very light. A little bit of fine carbonation. Head kind of fleeting. Kind of what I expected. I'm guessing this is just going to be like an adjunct lager kind of thing.
That's what I would expect.
Yeah. Head thin, white. Nothing to write home about.
I mean, you got that kind of adjunct smell.
Yeah, it's that adjunct cereal grain kind of, whatever you want to call it, corny smell or whatever it is.
But no skunk smell to it, which...
It doesn't smell bad.
No, it doesn't smell bad at all, which is nice, because once again, as we've discussed in other videos, who knows how long this traveled and where all it went before we got it.
Yeah, I mean, at least from Puerto Rico to New York to here, right to Ohio.
Right.
For a date, I don't think it had one that I saw.
I don't see a date. I don't see Oh, I guess you didn't have to be imported.
Yeah, I mean, Puerto Rico's...
I was looking for the import information.
Part of the U.S.
Right. It's a territory, so it wouldn't be imported.
Yeah. All right, ready to give this a shot?
Yes.
After you've proved your ignorance of international law, domestic geography and things of that nature. Cheers.
Cheers.
Body's super thin as expected, watery.
Yeah, I mean, that's, once again, very watery, but it's a light lager.
Flavors, not a heck of a lot going on, to be honest. I mean, I don't say it's barely beer, but it's like barely a beer taste. You know, you drink like Coors Light or something.
It's like beer-flavored water.
Yeah, beer-flavored water. Body is super light. You get a little bit of sweetness. It's not super gross adjunct sweet.
No, not at all.
Which I kind of feared that it would be. You don't get that. It's just like if you took half a glass of water and half of a Miller High Life and mixed it together, kind of something like that would be my assessment of this.
Yeah, that's a pretty good assessment of it. I mean, there really isn't much to it. It's fizzy yellow water.
Yeah. Now, if you're down on the beaches somewhere in Puerto Rico when it's warm, I'm sure this fits the bill.
This is a great beer for being out in the hot sun, being on the beach.
That being said,
you're thirsty. You want something to drink.
Yeah. That being said, for me, it's probably not something that I would drink again. Again, it's not particularly offensive. It just doesn't really do anything well. You don't really get a whole heck of a lot of malt. You don't get any hops. You don't get any kind of other flavors. It's just like watered down beer, I guess.
It's a good lawnmower beer.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's a good beer for being in the heat, for being on the beach, like you said.
Yeah, I would agree. I just wouldn't drink it. That's, I mean, for me, I wouldn't drink it again. If someone gave you one somewhere for free or something, you wouldn't say no, but I mean, it's not something I would seek out. Just because I don't know what you really get out of it. 4.2 is very low ABV. Flavor-wise, doesn't really deliver much. I don't know. For me, it would be a thumbs down. I wouldn't have another one.
If I'm sitting on the beach in Puerto Rico, I'd have another one.
So what are you giving it?
It's barely a thumbs up for me, but I'd give it a thumbs up. I would drink another one. It's not offensive at all. I mean, again, if you're out in the hot sun, sitting on the beach, something like that, I would definitely go for this before I went for some of these other beers.
Fair enough. We've been drinking quite a few of these beers, I guess, from the Caribbean, like the Banks one, and what was the other one we did? There was the Banks one, which was from Barbados, and somewhere else.
There was the Haiti one, the Haitian one.
Oh, the Haitian one, Prestige. Yeah. That they're all kinds of. See, I guess for me, I would probably go with one of those over this.
I would take this over those.
It is what it is. We got a split decision today. Hopefully you don't have a split decision and you think that this was a good video. If so, give us a thumbs up, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Have you tried Medalla Light? This is from Mayagüez, Puerto Rico, and is first Puerto Rican beer that I've had. So if you've had it, let me know what you think about it. Until next time.
Cheers.